That is new, dude.
Is a pretty small footprint, but it does look to be kind of barefoot. Holy shit! Holy shit!
Tonight, we look at 6 disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. Real moments, real danger. Don't forget to subscribe for more terrifying footage like this. Let's begin. 2 friends, Aldo and his companion, set out to camp in the infamous Doll Forest, an area long associated with eerie stories and a haunted reputation. They had visited before, encountering dolls hanging from trees and unsettling signs of cult rituals. This time, they arrived with camping gear in hand and even brought dolls of their own to add to the collection. As they prepared their campsite, strange bell sounds echoed through the forest.
Hey. What the frick is that? What is, guys, that's the sound of the bell, hey!
The tension heightened when Aldo came across a man dressed in a red cloak carrying a bell. Alarmed, the pair regrouped, only to find threatening messages scrawled across their tent, including a chilling warning that they should leave or face death.
What the hell? Oh my god. Somebody wants us dead, dude. Leave or die. Whoa!
Despite the ominous signs, they continued their exploration of the forest. The area had recently been hit by a tornado, but the majority of the dolls remained intact, eerily swaying from the trees.
That is new, dude. That bee almost got me, or freaking giant wasp.
When night fell, the two began a paranormal investigation, using devices such as a spirit box and a REM pod. Almost immediately, unexplained activity began. A doll appeared to catch fire on its own, equipment malfunctioned without reason, and disembodied voices carried clear warnings to leave.
Yo, it just moved by itself!
What did?
Yo, the phone!
The phone moved?
Bro, I swear to God, the phone moved by itself!
You got it on camera?
I got a... What the...
No way.
Bro, the phone literally rotated by itself, I swear to God!
I don't think I was filming that.
Bro, I caught it on camera, what the... Yo,
haunted! It said haunted!
Bro, I swear to God, the phone was like this, it rotated. You guys saw that, right? Yo, this is why... Ah!
That's crazy, dude.
Guys, this is why you should not be trying these videos yourself, alright? Shit like this actually happens. That was 100% real. Like, we didn't touch it or nothing. It moved by itself. Like, 100%. Whoa!
Whoa! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! What the?
Yo, I'm out of here.
What the?
Here, bro. Screw this.
Bro, my phone just launched off the tree!
Bro, I know. And I got it.
Oh my God! Oh my God! That was violent!
Bro, let's get that. Yo, let's get that in here right now, man.
Wait. What did that?
The situation escalated further when a phone was violently hurled from a tree, and their campsite was left in disarray, likely the work of the mysterious figure in the red cloak. Overcome with fear and facing both potential human threats and apparent paranormal activity, the two abandoned their trip and fled the forest. Whether the disturbances were caused by an unstable individual or something truly supernatural remains unclear. The combination of physical threats, strange sounds, and unexplainable events suggests the forest may hold more than just local legends. Was this simply a human trying to drive them away? Or did they come face to face with forces that no one should linger near for long? Hold on a sec. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's continue. Back to the video. The next chilling case comes from Black Paranormal, a US-based YouTube channel that documents solo, boots-on-the-ground investigations into paranormal activity and cryptid sightings, primarily in the Appalachian Mountains, including the remote stretches of the Smokies. On August 4th, 2025, during one of his solo outings, the investigator encountered signs that suggested he may not have been alone in the woods.
That's the size of a little kid's shoe. Oh shit, there's a bear. Hold on. I don't know where he went. There's a rattlesnake too. Okay. Here it is. That is a pretty small footprint, but it does look to be kind of barefoot. You have a toe here, and a big toe here. And that is heading up in this direction. I just got that feeling of not being alone. We are gonna go up to higher ground and see if we can see something. That print to me is pretty interesting because this is it's a pretty rough terrain area. Now there are, in my opinion, Bigfoot in this area. However, we are not going to concentrate on said Bigfoot. Something came sliding down this hill.
While trekking along the Appalachian Trail in search of possible evidence of feral people, he noticed something deeply unsettling. A small barefoot footprint in the mud, shaped almost like that of a child. Out of place in such rugged terrain, the print heightened his sense of unease, feeding the suspicion that someone, or something, was moving just out of sight.
She's recording. Now we gotta get across this ledge here. See what I mean? This isn't the most... Oh shit! Holy shit! That's a rattlesnake. God damn. Whoa. Hi. Gotta be careful here. Alright, buddy. So, see, what's important is you stay calm. I turned around, or I went around this tree, and just kind of out of the corner of my eye, I captured that kind of curve, like that shape, and made me jump. But eastern diamondback rattlesnakes are not overly aggressive. I think that one probably just ate something, because it had no fear or, threat from me or that drone, which probably saved my life. The fact that thing just ate, because that one 100% was big enough to kill me. That could have ended catastrophically, actually.
As he climbed to higher ground to get a better vantage point, the trip took an even more dangerous turn. Just ahead of him, coiled in the brush, was an enormous eastern diamondback rattlesnake. Known for its size, aggression, and lethal venom, the snake represented a life-threatening hazard. With only a thin margin for error, he stayed calm, slowly backed away, and avoided provoking it. Fortunately, the snake appeared sluggish, likely having eaten recently, which gave him the chance to escape unharmed. From eerie, childlike footprints to a near-fatal wildlife encounter, the night left him shaken. The combination of strange evidence, the constant feeling of being watched, and the very real danger of the wilderness made this one of his most unnerving outings yet. The barefoot footprint raises troubling questions. Was it a hiker, a lost child, or something tied to the feral legends of the Appalachians? Combined with the brush of real danger from wildlife, the line between myth and harsh reality blurred. What do you think is more terrifying? The thought of something unknown tracking him in the woods, or the predators we already know exist? Sarah was home alone, recording herself as she sang. Just another quiet day in the house. But in the middle of her performance, something unusual interrupted her routine. She froze when she heard it. A faint clicking sound somewhere inside the home. It wasn't the first time she had experienced strange occurrences, but this one felt different. Determined to investigate,
place was because I was hearing shit. Now I know what I heard. That's the sound I heard.
She moved from room to room, listening closely. The noise came again, louder this time, deliberate and unsettling. Her attention turned toward the nursery. Sarah had installed a security camera in her baby's room, and when she checked the feed, she noticed something odd. Her child was awake.
Okay, so she's totally fine. She's asleep. Oh. Ooh.
Entering the room, she soothed the baby, turned on the light, and for a moment, everything seemed normal. But when she returned later, the situation had changed. Her baby was still awake, now giggling, chattering, and looking up as if engaged in a conversation with someone unseen.
Even realize what time it was. Don't like that. So just for the record, she has me ever since she stayed out with a family member the other night. And since we haven't really had anything happen, we're back in her room to sleep tonight.
What made it even stranger was that there were no toys, no screens, nothing that could explain the behavior. Moments later, Sarah noticed something else. The nursery light, one she had deliberately left on, was now off. There was no timer or automation connected to the switch. She was certain no one else was in the house. The realization left her unsettled.
Okay.
Who or what had turned it off? Children are often said to be more sensitive to energies that adults can't perceive. Was the baby interacting with an imaginary friend? Or could it have been something much darker? The unexplained light switch only deepens the mystery. What do you think Sarah's child was seeing that night? Just a trick of imagination, or a presence lingering in the room?
He sure is. Say, we are washed by the blood of the Lamb, and this house is protected, and Archangel Michael is going to wrap his wings around us and keep us safe. Isn't that right?
The next disturbing case comes from My Name is Theo, a van life and solo travel vlog documenting the unfiltered reality of life on the road. Theo, the creator, travels across the United States in his self-converted van with his cat, sharing both the beauty of nomadic living and the unsettling moments that come with it. On July 27, 2025, during what was meant to be a peaceful night in the Colorado mountains, things took a darker turn.
All right, so we just got back from town. We are now on our way to a magical site, apparently, that Riley and Bunny drove ahead to find, and now we're all following them. So apparently it's a great spot. We'll see. Oh, those aren't deer.
I'm not sure what those are.
Those are rams.
Rams?
Yeah, 100%. They got the swirly horns.
I can't see them.
Did a good job, Riley.
Yeah. Well, me and Bunny.
You and Bunny, good job. So I think tonight we're gonna do a fire, and yeah, I think that's all we got planned for right now. Ugh. How you feeling, Collie?
Good.
Good?
Definitely longhorn sheep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful area.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a fire right there.
There you are, friend. Majestic. He's gonna cross the road. They're staring at us.
I don't know what he's doing. This is not what I would consider one of his better ideas, although kind of cool.
Hey, I thought we were all dancing together. I shouted for you. I did a different angle for you. Feet.
After returning from town, Theo and his group of fellow travelers reached their campsite, tucked away in a quiet, scenic location. They spent the evening enjoying the views, sharing music, and settling in for what they expected would be a calm night. But as darkness fell, the peace was broken.
Oh wait, here it is again. I caught the tail end of it. Are they gonna walk past again? Yep, they just kept walking.
Look at those shoes. Those what?
Yeah, those are black shoes.
Those are sandals. Yeah, and those are gray sweatpants. What are they doing?
What are they doing?
Are they kicking my tire?
They're doing something.
Dude, and I thought I heard something messing around outside.
I did too.
See, I don't like that, because I heard stuff last night too, but I was like, I'm not gonna let myself get scared.
We're not staying here tonight, guys.
Of course not. Absolutely not. That's...
6, they all of a sudden, there they are. They go across rapidly in slides. And those pants are oversized.
Yeah.
So at first I thought, okay, maybe that's Riley right there, because those aren't cuffed at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, right? But then they go past again. Okay, that's at 9:41. Riley was already in, and then they come over and start kicking at my van.
That definitely wasn't me.
No, you're not over here
Yeah,
playing.
that's not you. That's not any of us.
No. Wait, was that another set of legs? See, this has a cuff on the bottom. The other one didn't have a cuff.
Yo, it
That's
was multiple
two,
people.
That's 2 people.
Have cuffs on
Yeah,
it.
this has cuff. The other one was loose. And like, these are not my pants, because my pants have a design.
I don't have a single pair of
So
pants
you
that
would
have
see
cuffs.
the design in the pants, because I've worn these in front of the camera before. So that's not me. Okay, and then that's at 9:42.
Morning, guys. So this morning we all woke up, we all got out of bed, we were starting to make breakfast, and then we were just kind of chatting. We're talking about how we all were hearing things last night in this very like private area that we're parked at. We were all hearing stuff last night, and it just so happens that Bunny put out a trail cam under Riley's van, pointing at her van last night. Because yesterday we saw like a group of bighorn sheep, so we were thinking maybe we'll see more critters, squirrels, stuff like that. But as we were talking about us hearing stuff last night, she went to go check the trail cam. There were literally 2 people we saw walking through our camp, like, and they stayed in our camp, like, while we were all in our vans. We didn't see them. We all heard stuff, but we didn't see anything. And that is just really creepy, because we are here, like, literally, why would someone be in our camp? 2 people at that. We don't know who it was, but yeah, we decided that we're not gonna stay here again. I've seen enough horror movies to know how that turns out. So yeah, we're gonna make breakfast real quick since we're already started, and we're gonna hit the road because this was freaking creepy. All right, so yeah, that's pretty creepy. We're gonna make breakfast and enjoy our breakfast. We're not gonna let that deter us from that, because that was the plan this entire morning, to enjoy breakfast together outside. We're doing that, but then we're getting the out of here. So
during the night, strange noises were heard outside the vans. In the morning, when they checked a trail camera that had been set up nearby, they discovered something deeply unsettling. The footage revealed 2 unidentified individuals moving through their camp. These figures circled the vans, lingered close by, and even kicked at the tires, all while the group slept inside unaware. Though no direct confrontation occurred, the realization that strangers had been prowling so close was enough to end the trip. The group quickly decided it wasn't worth the risk, packed up their gear, and left the mountains that same morning. The intentions of the late-night intruders remain unclear. Were they simply trespassers, or did they have something more threatening in mind? The deliberate circling of the vehicles suggests more than casual wandering. What would you have done in their place? Stayed another night to see if the strangers returned, or left immediately as they did? In another daring adventure, 2 car campers set out on a journey to a site known for its recent bear attacks. Fully aware of the risks, they embraced the challenge, eager to test their limits in one of the most dangerous camping spots in the region. Their destination lay 50 to 60 kilometers from their starting point, a location offering sweeping mountain views, distant villages, and the glow of city lights on the horizon. Upon arrival, they immediately set to work gathering firewood, following the advice of a passerby who stressed that keeping a fire burning at all times was essential for safety. As darkness fell quickly, they prioritized maintaining the fire over pitching their tent, knowing the dangers that lurked in the shadows. Animal noises echoed nearby, adding to their unease. With heightened senses, they settled for a quick meal of instant noodles, nerves fraying at every rustle and growl that cut through the night air. Sleep in the tent became impossible. Convinced it was safer to remain in their vehicle, they packed up in haste and abandoned the site. Skipping their usual morning coffee, they drove away from the bear-prone area, relieved to escape, but left with a memory that would stay with them. Choosing to camp in an area notorious for bear activity may have been a test of courage, but it came at the cost of peace of mind. The constant noises suggest predators were nearby, though whether bears or other wildlife is uncertain. Would you have risked staying the night to prove your resilience, or taken the same cautious approach and left before dawn? In a daring solo adventure, an experienced camper set out into the North Yorkshire moors for a stealth wild camp, relying only on a hooped bivy bag for shelter. Without his usual companion, his dog Lily, the vast wilderness felt even more exposed as he wandered through the rugged landscape, briefly recapturing a childlike sense of wonder at its natural beauty.
Sorry guys.
As dusk approached, he lost his phone, sparking a frantic search that ended in frustration when the battery went dead. With no way to rely on it, he was forced to set up his bivy bag in the fading light, his cold hands fumbling with unfamiliar gear. The forest, once serene, became unnerving as nighttime sounds echoed through the trees, amplifying his anxiety. As he lay in his minimal shelter, he reflected on the psychological strain of camping alone. He admitted that part of his decision to endure the night outdoors stemmed from practicality. Avoiding the long, exhausting drive home after a full day of exploration. Despite his outdoor experience, the darkness pressed in, feeding fear and doubt. Yet within that discomfort, he found a strange exhilaration, proof of his resilience and a reminder of the raw beauty that exists far from modern comforts. This case highlights how isolation in nature can test the mind as much as the body. Fear, uncertainty, and even small mishaps like losing a phone can intensify the psychological burden of solo adventures. Would you have pushed through the night in solitude, or cut the trip short to escape the fear that comes with being truly alone? Katie Kate's Homestead is a channel best known for peaceful, everyday documentation of rural life, gardening, caring for animals, and living close to nature. Katie, the homesteader behind the camera, often shares the simple joys of her property. But in this case, one of her most ordinary tools, her trail cam, captured something that left both her and her viewers unsettled. Originally, Katie had installed her trail cams to monitor her chicken coop and orchard at night, keeping an eye out for predators.
Was a stranger on the back of my property. But what I captured recently is much more eerie and inexplicable. I have been scratching my head over this since I captured it, so I thought I would let you guys take a stab. You tell me, what the heck is this? I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Let me know what you think. This video has a product placement. I am using Guard Pro trail cams, link in the description box, coupon code right here. Hey guys, it's Katie Kate on the Homestead. You guys know that I love my trail cam. I love being able to see what's happening on my property day and night. I love it so much that I actually have two now. I started out with this Guard Pro X60 Pro Max camera, and I have positioned it in several places around the property since I set it up. It has been doing a great job of tracking the wildlife by day and by night. It also captured my neighbor on the back of my property, which initially freaked me out, but now I'm getting used to seeing him back there. He's happy that I have eyes on the perimeter of our properties. The tree line spot I had it installed in eventually grew up with weeds, and I moved it to the back of the property, but I really found all I was getting were pictures of weeds. So now it is over here, kind of facing my apple orchard, and I'm getting some more great footage of animals crossing, especially at night.
For the most part, the footage only revealed deer, raccoons, and the occasional wandering neighbor. But recently, one of those cameras picked up something far more unusual. She had moved a camera to face her chicken coop, intending to catch whatever might be prowling nearby after dark. That night, the infrared sensor was triggered.
So what this captured is baffling me a little bit. I'm going to show you a video of the setup of the camera before sunset. Then I'm going to show you what I captured. We're going to go back and forth between the images. I'm going to zoom in, zoom back out. We're going to look at it a few times, and I honestly want you to tell me what the heck you think this is. Okay, so here is the setup of the camera at dusk. Please notice the top left-hand corner of the video where there is nothing at all. In the middle of the night, something triggered the camera, and I have nothing on it except this image in that left corner. Let me zoom in and show you, because there was nothing there before. So let's go back to the setup and take a look at the original footage. It also appears to be moving a little bit in the video. Can you explain what this is? My best guess is that it is some kind of a reflection if something set the infrared light off, but what is it reflecting off of? Let's look at the original again. There is absolutely nothing, no structure in close proximity to this cage that would cause a reflection. What the heck do you think this is? I'm not super freaked out or anything, but I'm genuinely curious what this could possibly be.
Instead of wildlife, however, the footage revealed a faint glowing shape in the upper corner of the frame. What made it so strange was that just hours earlier, during daylight setup, the same spot was completely empty. There were no trees, no structures, no reflective surfaces, nothing that could explain the glowing distortion. The anomaly seemed to shift slightly, giving it depth before fading away. Katie remained calm, but admitted she was baffled. Dust, light glare, or even animal fur reflecting the infrared beam were possibilities she considered, yet none made sense. The absence of anything reflective in the area only deepened the mystery. When she shared the footage, viewers offered theories of their own. Some suspected a spirit presence tied to the land. Others believed it was a glitch in the camera, or even something cloaked, visible only because the infrared lens had caught it. The evidence doesn't provide a clear explanation. While technical issues are possible, the lack of reflective surfaces and the subtle movement suggests something more than a simple malfunction. Was Katie's camera picking up a trick of light, or did it capture something that can't be explained so easily? The final story tonight comes from Walk with Wallace, a UK-based channel focused on solo hiking, wild camping, and bothy adventures across the Scottish Highlands. Wallace blends scenic exploration with personal reflection, often in locations steeped in folklore. On March 17, 2025, he attempted his first-ever solo night in Glendurad Bothy, a remote shelter said to be haunted by James of the Glen, a man believed to have been wrongly executed centuries ago.
Section below. Loving this big chair, by the way. It's like a throne. Big homemade thing, but it's solid. Yes. King of the Bothy for the night. Some curry noodles for starters, and I've got my usual mac cheese in there for dinner. I have somehow managed to knacker the stove door. The hinges come out, and obviously I can't hold that for too long without burning my hand. It's stuck, so I don't know if I'm gonna... Right, that's a start. I've got the door back on, the little window plates came out, but that just slides on, so that's fine. I'll let this cool down first before I even attempt to put that back on. So later tonight it'll be decisions, where am I going to sleep? First option is up the other end of the buffet. We've got a sleeping platform, which will sleep 1, 2, 3, 4 at a push, 1 down either side and 2 at the back. I might take that cot there and sleep on that. The other option is, at 5'10", I fit neatly in that seat, but there's a slight slant in it. But yeah, this is the buffet. One large room. There you go. Yeah, it's going to be a long night, folks. It is 7 o'clock so far, and I'm actually feeling a little bit lonely. It's weird being sort of tucked away in a little buffet in the Highlands on your jack. Haven't got wee Kev sitting opposite me, just talking shite with him. I don't know if this is for me, to be honest. And it's eerily quiet. Sounds quite windy and stormy outside, but it's calm at the moment. It's like nothing. And then you're hearing creaks and knocking noises as well, and I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight. My imagination is going to run wild. But I managed to pick up some extra bits of firewood. There was 3 short planks here. Got them sawn up, so that'll buy me a bit more wood. It's a hungry little stove, but it's giving out alright heat. It'd be better if they partitioned the buffet a bit. Listen to me, full of complaints. That there, folks, is my dwindling supply of wood. It's 8:15. Got 1 split log left. I mean, that's just as good as kindling, isn't it? 3 bits of this wood here. And somebody left this.
After arriving, Wallace settled inside, cooked a simple meal, and prepared firewood for the night. As he debated where to sleep, he reflected on the strange loneliness of being so isolated, The bothy itself, with its silence broken only by the creak of wood and the wind outside, carried an atmosphere that weighed heavily on him. Later, as the fire dwindled, he climbed into bed.
It's 9:15, folks, and as you can see, I'm in my bed. I'm going to let the fire peter out and we try and get some sleep. So, good night. If I can find the off button. There we go. Oh shit, it's dark. Hiya, pals. Night, pals. During the night, I had a bit of a spooky experience. I woke up with what felt like a hand on my shoulder. I initially thought it would be the dog or one of the cats. Then I got a stark reminder I was actually in a bothy alone. I then thought it maybe be a mouse or a rat, so I flicked my shoulder to get it off. The weight lifted, but then nothing happened. No squeak or no noise of it landing on the floor.
In the middle of the night, he was startled awake by the distinct sensation of a hand pressing against his shoulder. At first, he tried to rationalize it as an animal, but no sound followed. No scurry, no squeak, no movement at all. The realization struck. He was entirely alone. Though nothing further happened, the sensation left him uneasy.
After nearly 15 years, I have finally managed to do my first ever solo bothy night. And would I do it again? Probably not. I don't think I'd go out my way to do a solo bothy night. And the reason being is I've always used bothies as like a social thing, like you go with friends and have a chat, a couple of drams around the fire. Last night I just felt a little bit lonely, just wasn't quite for me. And then during the night I felt that hand on my shoulder. My initial thoughts was it was a mouse. Flicked my shoulder, waiting for the thud of a mouse or a rat or something. And absolutely nothing, not even a squeak. So yeah, that freaked me out a little bit. Probably my imagination, but when I arrived at the bothy last night, there was a couple there just leaving. They were just day tripping with their dog, and she was telling me that James of the Glen haunts the bothy. So I don't know, it's all these folklore, isn't it? Do you know what? It's probably just my imagination, but these things do sort of freak you out a little bit.
By morning, he admitted the night had been uncomfortable, and he wasn't eager to repeat a solo bothy stay anytime soon. Adding to the unease was the warning he had heard from a couple leaving the bothy earlier, who mentioned its reputation for being haunted. Wallace tried to chalk the experience up to imagination, but even he wasn't fully convinced. It's easy to dismiss such moments as tricks of the mind brought on by isolation and fatigue. Yet the tactile sensation of something touching him in a place linked to folklore raises questions. Was it simply his imagination, or something tied to the bothy's history? Would you dare to spend the night alone in a shelter with such a reputation? Or would you leave that kind of risk to someone else? That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.